So we saw Thunderbolts. What did you think about it?
Like everyone's saying right now, I think it's the best Marvel movie in a while. Like while I enjoyed Wolverine versus Deadpool, this one, I don't know, it gave Guardians of the Galaxy vibes to me.
Thing about it, let's be honest, Wolverine and Deadpool wouldn't have made as much money. First of all, if Hugh Jackman wasn't in it.
That's true.
Let's be honest, that's a big reason of why.
Yeah, you're right. But the Thunderbolts, I haven't even seen like Black Widow or any, like I was out of the loop. So like I didn't know about the Russian guy, her father. He was hilarious. He almost stole the movie from me. And Florence Pugh was great. Yeah, he was hilarious. He's like Drax, the new Drax. That's it. I felt sad. I was like, damn, no more Drax, no more Batista. But if this guy's gonna be around, you're still gonna have your good comedic relief. That was cool. I like the bad guy of Vision, or not Vision, of the Void. He was terrifying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how you beat somebody like that. I don't know. How did you feel about the Void and Bob?
I know you don't read comics.
I had no idea who Bob. I didn't know anything going in. I didn't even like nothing.
First of all, apparently he was originally supposed to be played by Steven Yeun, I think his name is.
Glenn?
Yeah, apparently they wanted him to be the Sentry, but he wasn't. Something happened, I guess. The Sentry is so funny. He's a character that was created kind of recently, like 2000, 2004-ish, but I mean, they basically made him to be like a Superman kind of character, right? It's just funny because he's kind of like a C-lister character, to be honest. I have a friend who would always bring him up as a joke. Like a bunch of people were talking about this character could be this character, and then he'd be like, "What about Sentry though?" I thought it was done well.
I thought Bucky would be in it more. Like he's in it, but like he comes in towards the end when like the 20 minutes where shit's really popping off. Other than that, he's just doing like monologues or whatnot.
They did give him that cool scene though.
Yeah,
that was dope.
And when he put his arm in the dishwasher.
Back to the Sentry though. I thought it was cool. I think they did a good job with it. I feel like if his villainous turn had more time, it would have been a bit better because he turned quickly. Everything leading up to it though I thought was done really well. About the Void, I mean, let's be honest, it became power of friendship at the end. They delved into the whole Void, like the longer the movie goes on. It's clearly they're just talking about depression. As someone who reads the comics, I think it would have been a bit cooler if the Void was more of like a physical entity to punch, but what they did was fine. And I could see how that could get boring maybe because people often complain about these movies having a random CGI monster to punch in the third act. I did feel like it got a little heavy-handed with the whole depression message, but if you're someone who doesn't mind that, then I thought it was fine. And the movie itself was enjoyable.
So in the comics, people punch this dude in the face and he like reacts. Like
it's just more that there tends to be like it's a physical being. It is part of his subconscious. It is the other half of him, but there's also like a guy.
Yeah, I wish they would have gave him a personality where he was like doing shit. That'd have been intimidating as hell.
But again, I'm just going off what I know from the comics. Especially if you don't know anything from the comics and you just watch this movie, like it's pretty well done.
Now I'm curious how they're gonna work him into the like end game they got going on, or not end game, but whatever they're building up to. Because if he's supposed to be Superman, we know Bob's gonna get his powers back eventually. What's gonna trigger it? How is it gonna happen? Does the Void come back mid-fight? Like what goes on? Like I don't know. It's a lot. I'm curious.
So funny you say that because in the comics, they often just, a lot of times, pretty much what the movie did, they were like, he just doesn't want to turn into it because bad shit could happen. So they basically sideline him, to be honest. And there are times where he just doesn't show up a lot because you put yourself in that box.
Damn.
But we'll see what happens.
If DC could figure it out with Superman, they could figure it out with this dude. They just need a kryptonite or something. They need some type of
strength. It's the Void. I don't know if the movies are going to do the same thing where every time he does something, there's a possibility that the Void comes back.
Yo, get a psychic nigga on the team. You get a psychic nigga like Charles Xavier. He turns into the Void and then switch him back.
I'm going to say something that maybe is controversial, but honestly, I think they should have killed him.
Really?
I think that would have made a lot of sense. A, because people are going to ask this question, why can't he just Sentry up and solve the problem? B, like, I don't know, it felt a bit cheap that the Void did a bunch of damage, and then at the end, Bob just a regular guy comes back, and I don't know. I think it would have been cool if they had killed him, to be honest.
I mean, property damage. Didn't everybody that got like warped, they got so I mean,
in the dreams, the Mindscape, if he had defeated the Void himself and then did like a self-sacrifice thing, and died.
Yeah.
But I understand why they didn't. Make sense.
Well, I was watching a variant video and they were talking about the new Avengers and how it came to, like in the comics.
He joins later, yeah.
They like explained the arc to me and it sounded sick. Like the deaths and like how it started off with Vision and whatnot. That's why I said Vision earlier by accident. Whatever I was told from variant, very good arc.
Probably not going to get much of that in the movies.
Because a lot of the characters are gone. Like there's no Captain, there's no, I mean, there's a Wolverine and like Spider-Man, but
how do you feel about the new Avengers thing?
I think it's cool how they changed the marketing now with the new Avengers and it's not the Thunderbolts. It's interesting marketing. I've never seen that before where they changed the name because now when you look up the movie, it's called the new Avengers. You can't even look it up.
The most desperate thing I've ever seen in my life.
But hey, it might get some people, some idiots.
I like the ending with the press conference. I thought that was great. And because I'm knowledgeable about the comics, especially the new Avengers series, which I've read and own, the scene makes sense. When they have the logo in the credits, that's literally modeled after the same font as the comics, is also kind of a nice addition, but I don't know if I'd want them to actually be the new Avengers, if that makes sense. But are they actually the new Avengers? I don't know.
If they are, then the Earth's in trouble because they need more than bullets. I hope whoever Captain or Falcon is creating or going to recruit become the actual Avengers because you need more than like niggas with guns to like stop these people that are coming in here. Because literally, Bucky captured the whole damn team himself. So it's like, bruh, it's your new Avengers. We got problems.
Then you need to get Sentry usable because I mean, what's the point of having him if he's just sitting there? I also thought it was weird that he wiped his memories. I don't really get that point.
How'd you feel about Valentina?
I thought she was cool. Wasn't very threatening or anything, but the way she was strategic made sense.
I feel like I always had her as like an Amanda Waller counterpart, but I feel like I've never seen Waller get cornered and or flustered anywhere near Valentina got in this movie.
A lot of people are comparing her to Waller, yeah.
But not anymore for me. Like I feel like I've never seen Waller, like she's always keeping calm and composure. Like people could be getting blown up and she's always like, let's keep going. Mm-hmm. Valentina in this movie, there was a point in time where even she got a little shaky and she was like, oh shit. So I don't know. She's still a badass though, and her assistant, big mistake. You shouldn't have done that at the end, but you know.
I also wondered if the assistant was gonna get kind of chopped, just to see maybe if that would be something that would bring Bucky to be like, damn, nah, now I gotta shut her down.
Yeah.
I thought there was gonna be some repercussions for the assistant, but there weren't. Maybe there will be in the future. I don't know. Is it the best movie since Endgame? Or
I mean, it's the Thunderbolts or the new Avengers isn't the best. It's at least top 3 since Endgame, I would say.
Yeah, I will say that. But at the same time, it's because a lot of the stuff they brought out since in the recent years have been flops.
Yeah.
Just because something flops doesn't mean it was bad, but I've seen all of them. And yeah, they were not interesting.
Overall, I don't know. I'd give it like an 8.5 out of 10. Thunderbolts. I'd definitely see it again. Probably not in theaters, but I'd definitely watch it again. Like it's not a bad movie.
Mm-hmm. I'd give it like a 7, maybe an 8. It was fun.